Jarad Wicks here, co-host of the Heel to the Face podcast. Now, if you listen or watch the Heel to the Face podcast on a weekly basis that I co-host with Brandon Clements, you know that my opinions about the world of professional wrestling go outside of just the storylines within the ring itself. I always look at the small details of presentation and aesthetic, whether it be the ring ropes, the arena look, the television camera styles, the geography about where they go and when they go there. I try to pay attention to how it both looks for the live audience as well as the audience on TV and the atmosphere around the events. This video's opinion essentially is none the different. It is why I prefer WWE pay-per-views on Sunday nights instead of Saturday nights. Now, it's kind of an unpopular opinion because myself included benefits from WWE pay-per-views being on Saturday nights instead of Sunday nights. A great example of that is the last WWE pay-per-view before recording this video here in 2022 to be on a Sunday night was the WWE Survivor Series at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. That was on a Sunday night in which I had to work on Monday morning like most people. I did not live or work anywhere near the New York City area. So after the event let out around 11:15 Eastern time, I had a 4.5 to 5 hour drive home, got 2 hours of sleep, and went to work at 7 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning dead tired. Now you would think that would have benefited me greatly if the Survivor Series was on Saturday instead of Sunday, but maybe it wouldn't have per se, and I can give you examples of SummerSlam and Royal Rumble, which I've recently attended, on why I still prefer Sundays. One, I work for a minor league hockey team, which plays on Saturday night, but does not play on Sunday night, which gave me an easier opportunity to go to the Survivor Series this past year. And that leads into point number one, and that is there is less competition. Now, the Super Bowl is on a Sunday night, and there's no competition that goes up against the NFL's greatest game. And I imagine if they moved to Saturday, a lot of the competition that's there would probably move out of the way. But the point is, on Sunday night, there's not a lot of competition that has to go out of the way because Sunday is traditionally a dead night. During the NFL, there is normally just the NFL Sunday night game of the week, and that's all you've got. And outside of the NFL season, you have maybe Sunday night baseball, you maybe have an occasional special event, but for the most part, Sunday day and Sunday night are very quiet when it comes to entertainment competition, as well as the fact of people going out to eat less, going to the movies less at 8 o'clock Eastern on a Sunday night. Most people are home, especially if they have to work on Monday morning. That is not the case with Saturday night. This past year, the Royal Rumble was moved to Saturday night, possibly to avoid going against the NFL Conference Championship games on Sunday. But if the Royal Rumble took place during the NFL Super Bowl bye week, it would have had no competition on Sunday. And whether it's the time they picked or the bye week, it still would have had competition on Saturday, and it indeed did. I think the Royal Rumble would have got a little more mainstream notoriety this year if it was during the NFL's bye week on a Sunday night versus this year when it was on a Saturday night, because on Saturday night it went up against things like a full slate of men's college basketball, a full slate of NBA basketball, a full slate of NHL hockey, people going out to the movies, people going out to dinner, especially because they're going to stay in the next day and watch a lot of NFL football, so they want to go out to dinner and do all that the night before. Just in general, Saturday's a busier day. People are out and about, getting errands done, running around, shopping, etc. It's a day in which you know you can stay up late, so you find yourself not staying at home watching television. And if you do stay at home and watch television, Saturday night when it comes to sports, especially in the wintertime, has got so many different options that it was hard for a lot of mainstream sports entities like ESPN to kind of give notoriety to the Royal Rumble as it would if it was where it was in the, let's say, the year 2020 or 2019 when it was on a Sunday night during the NFL's bye week in which it had the Pro Bowl to compete with, which the Pro Bowl took place earlier in the afternoon. So essentially at 8 o'clock at night on that Sunday had nothing to compete with. Now, outside of just having that on television, I'll get to point number two. And point number two is I attended SummerSlam this past year, the first WWE pay-per-view in over 35 years that was on a Saturday night, outside of WrestleMania's nights 1 and 2 the past few years. The first standalone WWE pay-per-view that was on a Saturday night when Sunday night was an empty time slate, and that was, like I said, this past year's SummerSlam 2021 in Las Vegas. And it was very strange to attend it because of the fact that Sunday, WWE held a house show in Denver. Now, what's cool about WWE pay-per-views and why the Raw after Mania is such a big deal is because it comes immediately, less than 24 hours later, like a gut reaction to the previous event. What is going to happen next? We didn't get that this year with SummerSlam or the Royal Rumble because there was a day between, and especially for SummerSlam, there was a house show between. So by the time that Raw came around, over 48 hours later, they were in a completely different city. They had already run a completely another show where all the superstars, new champions, such as Becky Lynch and others, already performed before hitting up Raw. So you kind of had that delay that got kind of the luster and kind of the excitement from the event to die down. Now, when it comes to this past year, I attended the Royal Rumble in St. Louis, which was on a Saturday night, and the atmosphere there, well, on Saturday was awesome. And if you attend a live event, you kind of want them to be on a Sunday. Because if you, let's say, fly into WrestleMania or the Royal Rumble on a Friday, you got Friday night where people are starting to arrive and the excitement's starting to build. Then you have Saturday where the excitement is pretty much all day, whether you choose to watch wrestling or not watch wrestling, in preference of if you go to an NXT takeover on Saturday night or if you just explore the city that you're on vacation. And you just get the entertainment and energy vibe of wrestling fans arriving, being there, going around the city. It's really cool feeling. And then on Sunday, an otherwise dead day, whether it be on television or in person, you get a little added excitement being the event itself. People are really jazzed for the event. People are filling restaurants and places in which normally might even be closed because it's a Sunday, because there's the big WWE event. Now, this past year, I went to the Royal Rumble in St. Louis, and I didn't get that excitement for the full weekend. I showed up on Saturday morning, I got the excitement all day leading up to the event, and then that was it because the event was Saturday night. And then on Sunday, St. Louis, a city without a National Football League team, and a city in which had a hockey team play the night before, going pretty much against the Royal Rumble, the excitement was all then. Sunday, the city was dead. The city was quiet, and yes, the Royal Rumble banners were still hanging up outside the dome of the America Center, but St. Louis was not a vibrant city on Sunday night. It was a very quiet city, a very dead city, not a party atmosphere. It would have been if the Royal Rumble was on Sunday. Now, you can say, well, would the party atmosphere then been on Saturday? It sure would have been, because it's Saturday. So I would have got the excitement of a vibrant St. Louis on a Saturday night. I would have got the excitement of a vibrant St. Louis on a Sunday night. Instead, I only got it for one night. Now, with cases like WrestleMania this upcoming year, you're going to kind of get a little bit of that the whole weekend because WrestleMania is night 1 and night number 2. But for events like we're going to see this upcoming year with Las Vegas, Money in the Bank's on a Saturday night, and SummerSlam is on a Saturday night in Nashville, I imagine those places are going to be a little quieter, a little deader on the following days because people are going to be leaving town, especially those wrestling fans. Now, it's hard to say for Nashville and Las Vegas. Those are already pretty vibrant, exciting cities. But I can definitely say for St. Louis, the vibe had been killed on Sunday. I kind of wish I got there on Thursday. And I think it would have been a little more exciting to go Thursday to Saturday than it would have been Friday to Monday. So those are some reasons why I think that pay-per-views would be better overall on Sunday nights. Because one, if you're home, you have less competition. If you're sitting up and watching a wrestling pay-per-view on a Sunday night, there's not really much else you could be watching, much else you could be doing. You got the TV time to yourself, and it's easier to get people to come over and watch that if the obligations don't exist. Whether they have families or they don't, the obligations don't exist. High school basketball games, family gatherings, those all tend to happen on Saturdays, not on Sundays. A day, just like the Super Bowl, just like the National Football League, Sunday is a day that is carved out for these specific events without any competition, where you don't feel weird just sitting home, watching these things on TV, getting together, and just focusing your whole day around these events. While Saturday, you feel kind of like a waste if you deny doing everything else to watch these events. Now, if pay-per-views are on Saturday nights, does that mean I'm not going to watch them? Of course, I'm still going to watch WWE pay-per-view events on Saturday. In fact, this past year, I think the Elimination Chamber being on Saturday was probably a benefit just for the Saudi Arabia sake, because we all know that those previous pay-per-views were on Thursdays. Don't even get me started on Thursday pay-per-view events. But as I'm recording this, AEW Revolution is recording on a Sunday night, where it's got Sunday night all to itself. No UFC competition, no Duke, North Carolina competition, no NBA competition, none of that. AEW Revolution gets Sunday night all to itself. And if you focus on our podcast or listen or watch it, thank you very much, as we'll talk AEW Revolution this upcoming week. So much more. Make sure you subscribe and watch and or listen to the Heel to the Face every single week, and I will catch you next time.